WickedDilly in space.
Let's keep going in this nebula, because in the nebula the rebels won't find me all that quick. A pirate ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it's attempting to avoid your ship, you assume that it's a smuggler trying to stay away from beacons. Let's attack this pirate. You power up your weapons and move into engage. You may have noticed that this ship is weird and green and bean-like. That's because it's a Zoltan ship. That's one of the alien races, the Zoltan. They're like peaceful, energy, monk, spiritual beings. And the ships have this special shield, which has a health bar. So I first have to get this health bar down before I can get the regular shields down. And though missiles normally ignore shields, the Zoltan shield is not ignored. Oh yeah, still had auto fire on. So I'm still going to fire the missile because it does damage the Zoltan shield. And I'm going to do the standard trick. Pew! And shields down. With the shields down, I can burst laser the weapons down. They look like they don't want to fight. They are trying to escape. I'm not gonna let them though. Also, do you hear that sound? A fire is raging somewhere in the ship, but because this is a cloudy nebula, I can't see shit inside my own ship. So I'm going to have Brian investigate. Brian, find out where the fire is burning. They heal you. We realize our ship is no match for yours. If you let us go, we can make it worth your while. So they could give me 2 missiles, 1 drone parts and 11 scrap. I'm going to need a lot of scrap because I'm way behind on my scrap income. So I'm going to ignore the pleas and destroy the ship out of them. Bang! The ship was apparently transporting weaponry, however nothing seems to have survived the battle. Well, I do get 15 scrap, which is more than 11. And here's the fire. Instead of putting it out yourself, you can let lack of oxygen do that. And even though I can't see the fire, I can listen if it's gone or not. And it seems like it's gone. Good. Alright, I'm almost at 70 scrap. That's good. And you arrive in the middle of a plasma storm, why not? Despite the harsh condition, a rebel scout seems to be waiting for you. And he's got absolutely nothing to damage me with. Oh, wait. Alright. I'm just... I will have to do without oxygen for now. Alright. I don't have any spare energy to power up my my oxygen system, but I still have 88% oxygen left in my ship. As soon as that starts running low, I'll have to switch back. But let's see how much damage I can do right now. I'm gonna need the shield, and I really prefer shooting with the burst laser. Bang, bang, bang. Alright, so at least that weapon is down. That's good. As long as that weapon is down, it's safe to take this shield down and instead get me some oxygen. Alright, so you may have noticed this thing floating around. This is one type of drone. This drone shoots down incoming missiles. So I really hate missiles because they ignore your shields and they're a piece of shit and they're really annoying. So if I had a drone like this, I could... actually, I'm just going to fire 1 missile so you can see what it does. Not the best play, but we're all here to learn. So suppose I was going to shoot this missile at the weapon system, and you'll see that this guy is like, missile, fuck you. Only he did it very invisibly. off camera, but he shot this little laser to disable the choo-choo rocket missile. No, I do need my shield. I'll have to do without oxygen. And repeat what we were doing. Alright, so what he has here, by the way, is a beam weapon. And a beam weapon takes a track on the entire... 1 second. So a beam weapon just pulls all over all these rooms, does damage everywhere. Great big mayhem, but only if all your shields are down. If the shields are up, they do absolutely nothing, at least most of them. So that's why, as long as this laser is down, I can keep my shields down. You are considerably more well armed than I would have thought. We surrender. Shall I accept 2 fuel, 1 missile and 14 scrap? I've got plenty of fuel, don't need missiles per se, and I just need a lot of scrap, so no. Go die. And... pew pew pew! Bang! I get 1 missile and 1 drone pod and 19 scrap instead. We'll have to make do with that. Alright, so I've reached 80 scrap. This is my ship upgrade screen. I can upgrade all of my systems. I can also upgrade how much power my ship has to put into systems, and these are some special upgrades. I'm going to upgrade my shield system. As you can see, if I upgrade it by 2 more, which will cost me a grand total of 50 scrap, then I will have 2 shield bars instead of 1. But I do have to put in 2 additional energy for it to actually give me 2 shields. If I put only 1, if I only put 2 energy in it, then I get only 1 shield at a time. But if I put both in, then I'll have double shield. So that will block 2 pew pew lasers. So in order to keep up with this needing more power, I'm going to upgrade my reactor by 1. I will need to power up my engines to get out of here. Let's get into this nebula. And hopefully... no, this is still a plasma storm. That's a shame. You jump into the middle of yet another plasma storm. Multiple recently incapacitated ships loom in the shadows, briefly illuminated by the lightning. So I can manually search for survivors and equipment, or I can avoid the risk and wait to jump away unscathed. Tricky. As much as I normally like to search for survivors and equipment, I've already got quite some survivors and my hull is not doing all that well. On the other hand, I do need the scrap. Let's see if I can find some scrap. Despite your caution, the lack of detection equipment allows debris to crash into your ship, damaging the hull. Yep. You salvage what you can and prepare to jump before anything worse happens. So I do get 3 fuel and 5 missiles and 15 scrap, so not a lot of scrap but a lot of other stuff, so that's pretty alright. Let's keep jumping. Last cloudy nebula thing. You can't see anything through the thick gases surrounding your ship. Without knowing what is out there, all you can do is wait for your FTL to charge. Yeah, because FTL is short for faster than light, and the FTL drive is the thing with which I make the phew jumps. So normally you can see this bar filling up, so that if I'm in trouble, then I can jump away as soon as the bar is full. But in cases like this where there's really not a reason to wait, or really not a danger thing, they just automatically fill it up for you. And this is not a plasma storm finally, so I can put both power into the shields. I'll have 1 less power in the engines than I used to have when I started playing, but that's alright. I'll charge up both weapons, and the oxygen bay. Actually, yes, no, I'll power down the missile launcher to power up the engines. Because what the engines do, not only do they charge up the drive faster, that's really not that much of a concern, but they increase your evasion chance. So now any shot, I have a 20% of dodging it. If I take down some power, it becomes only 15%. If I take down all of it, it drops to 0. So having power in the system increases your evasion chance, and having someone manning, just steering, that drastically increases your evasion chance. And also having someone, in this case Moon, on your engines, that also increases your evasion chance. And as you can see, Dilly is becoming rather experienced with piloting, and as soon as his bar fills up, he'll level up, and I will have 5 extra evasion chance. And evasion is pretty important because that's the only way to deal with missiles, because shields won't help you against missiles, so you need to dodge them instead. Alright, let's go to the next system. Boop dip deal. You arrive in the sector and are greeted by a science vessel. Science! Waiting by the beacon. They hail you. We find ourselves low on fuel and have a proposition. So I can give them 2 fuel, help them out, get free drone pods in return. No. Sorry guys, I have to be cruel. I don't need drone pods right now, and fuel is always important. And just think of it like this, I'm here to save the galaxy, or at least save them from the rebels, because apparently they're the bad guys. We hope.
Will the galaxy smile upon Dilly's opponents?
Space rocks will rape the living shit out of this ship.
Find out next week in Dilly in Space. Dilly in a Zoidberg costume.